I might have a lot of people disagreeing with me in this video because I'm not convinced by the Indiana Pacers roster. Don't get me wrong, I love Victor Oladipo. He's probably in my top 5 favourite players in the league, so I'm a little bit biased towards him. But I'm skeptical about how he's going to come back because of his injury. I mean, he missed essentially a year. He was out for basically a full season, time-wise anyway. He missed probably 3/4 of the season. I can't remember exactly when he went down, but it was around December, January. So he missed a good chunk of the season, missed all the playoffs. And I don't think he's going to be... I think he's coming back about a month into the season. I haven't looked it up. I probably should have looked it up. But this team looks a lot different in terms of the role players. Obviously, no more Darren Collison or Bogdanovic, or I'm probably forgetting someone else important. But they brought in Malcolm Brogdon. They paid him $80 million, I believe it was, over 4 years. It's definitely an overpay for Malcolm Brogdon. I mean, he was in the 50-40-90 club last season, so one of the most efficient players, one of the most efficient seasons ever, really, in terms of percentages. But the Bucks didn't really change. It didn't really change much when he went down, and I think that just shows that maybe he's not as valuable as what his numbers say. Because obviously Milwaukee didn't make the finals, but I don't think having Malcolm Brogdon in that lineup against the Raptors would have changed anything. And I think it's going to be the same thing for Indiana. I think he's going to be good. Don't get me wrong. He'll probably be close to 50-40-90 again, maybe. Depends on the fit of the team, but he's going to be efficient nonetheless. But I think it's a similar situation to what everyone's sort of talking about with the Clippers. There's no real natural playmaker. There's no one that jumps out at you. Like TJ McConnell's an alright playmaker, Oladipo's alright, Brogdon's alright. No one's good. No one's really that good, so that might be an issue. But they are pretty deep. In terms of the wing position, they are pretty deep. Because they brought in TJ Warren, who, what a lot of people don't know, the last 2 seasons has averaged 19 points a game, nearly 20 2 years ago at 19.6, I think it was. And all of a sudden he introduced a 3-point shot into his game. He shot 43% from 3 last year, and before that he could not hit a 3 to save his life. He shot 22%. So I think he's going to be good. He's not going to be as great a 3-point shooter as Bogdanovic was for them, but I think he's going to have the same offensive impact. He's going to put up about a quiet 17-18 points a game. He's going to fly under the radar a bit, but he's going to be really good for the team. But I think the biggest what if with this team, apart from Oladipo's injury, is Miles Turner and Domantas Sabonis playing together. Obviously, individually, they're both really good players. Miles Turner's turning into one of the best big defenders in the league, if I can speak properly. And Sabonis I believe he was top 3 for 6 Man of the Year last year. Deservedly so, 14 and 9 off the bench, and 3 assists. But the only issue is neither of them are the greatest shooters in the world. Like Sabonis only attempted 17 threes last year, albeit he hit 9 of them, but he only attempted 17. Miles Turner attempted a lot. He actually shot pretty well, to be honest, at 38%. But then they just didn't work out very well last year, and I like to think that they can, considering they both can kind of shoot. But for whatever reason, it just doesn't work out. They sort of both clog the paint. But time will tell how that goes. I'm a bit pessimistic about the Pacers. Jeremy Lamb was an underrated signing, but a problem with their wings in Lamb and TJ Warren, and even Doug McDermott as well, who's probably going to be getting quite a few minutes. These guys are not good defenders. They are bad defenders. You have Oladipo, but he can only do so much at 6'4", and then Miles Turner's at center. So who's going to defend your Kevin Durant's? Kevin Durant's out. ignore that. Your Paul Georges, Kawhis, Giannis, like they've got no one to really match up with those type of players. So I think they're just not going to be that good on defense. I don't think, despite having Miles Turner and Oladipo. I think the rest of the team is just maybe too much of a letdown. I know that they made it work with Bogdanovic, who wasn't really the best defender, but they had other guys. Like Collison was good. Losing Thaddeus Young was a big loss for them. I think that everyone's not really paying too much attention to, because he can sort of do a bit of everything, and he helped this team a lot. So it's up to, in terms of someone to try and replace him. I mean, you got TJ Leaf, who is really just a stretch big who can't really space the floor very well. So, I mean, he's only 22. We'll give him time. And I think they got one of the steals of the draft in Goga Bitadze. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not really sure why they took another big man, considering Sabonis and Turner is already an issue. But I think he's going to be one of those rookies that comes in and has a pretty good season straight away. He can even stretch the floor a little bit. He can play a bit of defense, solid rebounder. I think he's going to be good. But other than that, there's not much happening for this team. All these other guys like Justin Holiday, Edmund Sumner, Jakar Sampson, Alize Johnson, they're not going to do much. The fate of the Indiana Pacers really rests on the health of Oladipo, and if Miles Turner and Sabonis can figure it out. That's all it comes down to. I think the rest is okay. They might struggle with their wing defense, but they should. If I was to predict the Pacers, I don't think they're winning more than 45 games this year. I know that the East is weak, but I think they're going to struggle a bit, and they might surprise everyone in the opposite way to how they did a few years ago.